So the next thing I wanted to share with you is my exercise that I did with a client, a coaching client yesterday. And it's really fun. I love being in that sacred space of coaching a client, whether they're in California and we're on the phone, or it's, in Australia or England or Italy. It's just really fun. I love having, or anywhere in the country. I just love that whole thing that people can be close. And I really feel them. I'm sitting in my room with my computer in front of me, and I'm just kind of, like in their vibe and in their space. And it's a powerful thing. One of my clients yesterday who I was talking to she's struggling with the voices in her head. She's struggling with the self-criticism. She's struggling with not being connected to how amazing she truly is. And I set an intention at the beginning of our time together that she would experience the wonder of who she is, and then start living from that place instead of the criticism of what she thinks she's not. And it was cute because in the middle of all of our conversation, I ended up creating an exercise just for her. But I thought, gosh, this can really work for anybody. It's called the How Awesome Am I exercise. And the thing is that she has a house that she moved into that needs a lot of repair, more than what she thought. And so she feels resentful. She also has a health condition called Hashimoto's, and she's been resentful about taking care of her health too. And I said to her, sweetheart, this is just kind of a mirror of what it is you need to do for you. You need to take care of your house, and you need to take care of your health. And those things, as you gratefully pour into them and give them the attention they need, both of you are going to heal. And I asked her to name her house, and so she named her house Grace, which is so perfect because that's what she needs in her house, in her body's house. She needs grace. So she named her house Grace. And when I shared with her the connection between her house and her body, she just laughed with the sweetness of it. And we had conversations about reminding her how amazing she is. And I said, look, I want you to do this exercise this week. I said, I want you to end all of the sentences that you can consciously remember with how awesome am I? So I called the contractor today, and I took care of some of the things that Grace needs. How awesome am I? I woke up and I took my thyroid medicine and my supplements, and I went for a walk. How awesome am I? I went to the grocery store and had 3 bags of groceries, and I left one of them there. So somebody now gets a free bag of groceries. How awesome am I? And so we just kind of went on and on, coming up with sentences of what the realities of life are and how different it would be to end with something affirming about yourself. How awesome am I? I was bitchy to my spouse, and I went in and said, I'm sorry. And then in your head, you get to say, don't say this out loud to your spouse, how awesome am I? You get to just kind of live in that sentence instead of the, oh my gosh, you're such an idiot, and you shouldn't have done that, and what were you thinking? And this is why you're not where you want to be in life. Like, do you hear how dead those sentences are? Do you hear how low vibrational and oppressive and heavy those sentences are of, oh, I screwed up again. Oh, I'm failing. Oh, da da da. Those things really vibe in a low vibrational kind of way, and you feel them. They feel icky and sticky, like you're walking through mud, But when you say, how awesome am I? How awesome am I that, I brought the library books in and found out there was a $5 fine, and, and I had $5 on me. Like, how awesome am I? And it's just, it's not that you're obviously always awesome, right? Because there are some moments when we're just not awesome. But we're also not always a failure. And that critical voice habitually will overwhelm us with what a failure we are, or how unworthy we are, or how unlovable we are, or any of those things that are the critical, I call them the mini dictator voice that needs a spa day. That voice that is so critical in our head is habitual. It just will come in. It will ruin those really good moments where you have thrived, where you have done something well, where you did do something generous and beautiful and lovely. Even that critical voice will undermine the good things you do. So the counteract of that is to just do that little exercise, that little game with yourself of ending your sentences with how awesome am I? Just the same way we kind of end our fortune cookies at the Chinese place with in bed. Did you ever do that? Where you you'd read a fortune cookie. Yeah, your friends all think you're amazing and are going to come over and celebrate you in bed. You have a beautiful future ahead of you in bed. That's just a little joke of the fortune cookie. Well, instead, we can just end with, how awesome am I? Make that our new go-to sentence and retrain our brain to think positively about ourselves and about our life.